Most MongoDB tasks are not actually difficult. Exporting data, importing files, syncing collections. The real problem is repetition. You do it once, fine. You do it every week. It becomes frustrating. So in this video, I'll show you how to turn these repetitive tasks into something automated and reusable. This is exactly what the Task Manager in VisuaLeaf is built for. It lets you save MongoDB exports, imports, and sync jobs as reusable tasks. You can run them once or schedule them to run automatically. Let's start with something simple: exporting a collection. In this case, I'm exporting the payments collection from my Learning Platform database. I select the collection, choose the format, in this case, CSV. Now I define where the file will be saved. This means every time the task runs, it creates a new file with the current date. So instead of overwriting the same file, I automatically keep a history of exports. Now, instead of exporting this manually every time, I can schedule it. For example, export payments every day for reporting, or once a week for backups. The first time, I'll just run it manually to see how it works. But the real value is that I don't have to do this again. Every time the job runs, the report is created automatically. And this is the result: a clean CSV file that I can open in Excel, perfect for reports, sharing, or analysis. Now let's look at imports. I'll load data from a JSON file and import it into a collection. In this case, I'm importing countries.json into a new collection called countries. The first time, I'll insert the data, since the collection doesn't exist yet. And once I run this, the collection is created automatically. And here it is. The data is already inside the collection. In this example, we now have 149 countries imported from the JSON file. But what if later I receive another JSON file with more countries, or with updated information? This is where Upsert is useful. If I run the import, again with Upsert enabled, existing documents are updated, and new ones are added. So I can keep the collection updated without creating duplicates. And that's what makes importing data a simple, repeatable process. Let's look at a real use case: syncing data between two MongoDB databases. For example, I might want to copy a collection from my local database to a MongoDB Atlas cluster. I can run this once if I just want to migrate the data. But if I need to do this again later, I can save it as a sync job. This way, I don't have to set everything up again. I just run the same task whenever I need, or schedule it to run automatically. Monitoring these tasks is just as important as creating them. In the Monitor tab, I can see what's running right now, if anything is pending, and the current execution status. In the History tab, I can see what has already happened. For each task, I can check if it was successful or failed, how long it took, and how many times it ran. I also get an overview of the success rate and execution trends over time. If something fails, I can open the execution and see the exact error message and details. This way, I can quickly understand what went wrong and fix it. This is important because automation should not be a black box. I can see what worked, what failed, and what needs attention. There's one more useful part here: data transformation. While moving data, I can modify it at the same time. For example, I can create a new field. In this case, I'm creating a full name field by combining the first name and last name. Then I map it to the target collection. and preview the result. And here you can see the new field already created. So instead of cleaning or modifying the data later, I can do it directly during the process. And as these tasks grow, I can also organize them into folders. For example, I can keep exports, imports, and sync jobs separated by project or environment. And for exports, I can also save them with encryption when the data needs extra protection. So Task Manager is not just about running one task. It helps me keep repeated MongoDB work organized, reusable, and safer to manage. If you want to try it yourself, download VisuaLeaf and test the Task Manager with your own MongoDB data.